Hi everybody, welcome along to Speedway Gladiators, the program that looks at Speedway from the Robertson Prestige International Speedway, and of course we do it with the compliments of Video Hub. Final one tonight for the season. What have we got coming up? Well, we meet the Mchugh family. They've been involved in Speedway for something like 60 odd years, mainly in the lap scoring. We talked to 2 or 3 members of their team. The Pumas have had a pretty good season as well. We caught up with Stu Russell, the manager, to get his views and thoughts on how he feels the season has gone. Also tonight, the KB Cowboys and Cowgirls, they meet tonight. We go back a few years, back to the 2018-19 season, to look at one of their previous encounters. And of course, the Brett Lowe Memorial again is happening tonight. All coming along on Speedway Gladiators in the show. The Mchugh family have been involved in Speedway here at the Robertson Prestige International Speedway for something like 60 plus years. It's a long time. We caught up with some of the members. Andy Mchugh is the race caller here at the Robertson Prestige International Speedway. We caught up with Andy to get his thoughts on the job. Well, Speedway takes up a lot of time for a lot of people, but it's more the people behind the scenes that we do like to highlight during the Speedway Gladiator show. And one of the families is the Mchugh family. Now, they've been involved in Speedway, I was going to say, since the wheel was invented. Not quite that long, but certainly for a great number of years. And we've got some of the members of the family along tonight to find out a little bit about the history. Andy Mchugh is probably the youngest of the main triad of the Mchugh family. Andy, when did you start first coming to Speedway?
Earliest memory I have is probably the last World 240s Palmy had.
But you've done, I mean, as part of the family, you remember and you are well aware of the history that the family's got with Speedway here in Palmerston North. When did you first have a role to play? In other words, a job to do?
So I actually got my first job through Russell Harris when he retired as commentator.
Yes.
He put my name forward to co-host alongside you. He was quite adamant that I'd do really well at it. Mm-hmm. And I did that for a couple of years, and then after that, Doug Pitcher retired as the manual lap caller.
Yes.
And I got called in to do that, and that's where I've been ever since.
Okay, now the manual lap caller, it sounds logical, and people think, yes, I think I know what that is, but what actually is it?
All it is once the car goes past the start-stop line after a lap, you start calling them. Sometimes it's a bit more difficult than others because they all bunch up.
Yes.
But it's pretty straightforward, but it can be quite difficult depending how many cars are on the track and how close they are together.
I know you've got a lot of history because I know you do a lot of design work as well. Yeah. What would be your favourite car of any class?
Oh.
What's the car you've looked at and thought, gee, I like that?
Oh, there's many cars out there that look good. Like from what they were 20 years ago to what they are now, the presentation of cars is incredible. So when I try to design cars, I try to obviously keep up with everyone else. It's crazy how many graphic designers there are in New Zealand. And when I started, there wasn't many known at the time, and I was only quite young, so I was still getting the grips with how everything was working.
Yeah.
Seeing the progression of the classes and presentation is incredible.
From the point of view of calling the cars, what is the thing you dread most?
Well, usually it's the numbers that are the same colour as the actual body of the car.
Yes, hard to see the number.
Yes, and very thin outlines can also pay a havoc. Yeah, just those hard contrasting cars can be a bit of a pain, but triple digits can be quite difficult, but I've learnt to do my own way around that.
Have you got anything else you'd like to do at Speedway? I mean, the family has been involved for a great number of years. You've done a bit of commentary work. You're doing the calling.
I'm willing to try anything.
Well, a lot of these things that are here, they're trophies that Maury would have been, what, to Granddad?
Yep.
Okay. You remember Maury?
Yep, very well.
I suppose when your family gets together, Speedway is not far away in the conversations.
No, definitely not.
I'll talk about what happened on the weekend, what happened last night, what's coming up.
Yep. Well, funny story is that my mother-in-law is also a former street stock driver from back in the day. So no matter what, Speedway's in the family.
It's in the blood. Yeah. And you enjoy what you do?
Oh, definitely. When I first got the job of manual lap calling, I was humming and hawing on how I'll do, but I seem to get quite a lot of praises from everyone.
Well, mate, thanks for coming along tonight and just talking a little bit about your memories and what you do. Michael Mchugh has been involved in the lap scoring for quite some years. He often pops in to join the team. We caught up with him to get his view on what he's done over the last few years. Well, another member of the Mchugh family, Michael Mchugh, he is not with us really at the moment. I think he sort of finished or took a break a couple of years ago. But Michael, you had a lot of time before that. When did you first start?
I first started working here back in 2004.
Yep.
Before that, well, my very first memory of Speedway was actually in 1995, and I was pretty much a spectator with my granddad from then till 2004 when I got employed here.
What did you start doing?
Lap scoring, of course.
No choice, really, I suppose. It's in the genes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
got to come watch the sport that you love. And yeah, I retired up in 2023 when my son was born and just spent a bit of time at home.
Andy's doing the calling. You were in the hut beside the commentary hut, I imagine. What's the role of lap scoring there?
A lot of listening.
Yes. You mean you've got to listen to him as well?
Yeah. No, not wrong.
You just put down a mark for every time you follow a certain car, do you?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
And if it ends up being called too quick, you just sort of half write a number and kind of come back to it at the end.
Yeah.
Because, a lot of them go pretty quick these days.
Yeah, they do. A lot quicker than when you first started, I suppose.
Yeah. I don't even think lap times were even a thing.
So, looking back over the time that you were here, what's some of your great memories of people and races?
Oh, wow. Well, there's quite a few. Funny enough, my first memory of Speedway back in 95 was, funny enough, a Teams Champs meeting of Murray West getting smoked into this corner wall over here by the Blenheim car.
Well, yes. That's probably in most people's memories, I think. It's one of the best ones, wasn't it?
And also being up in the grandstand with my granddad for a few Teams Champs as well, and watching the Eddie Hawkins roll by Pat Westbury and the Craig Boot roll.
So you would have enjoyed your time doing what you did?
Oh, for sure. I wouldn't have done it if I didn't. Let's be honest. I mean, it was only the fact that my son was born that, I just felt like You
want to take some time out at home, yeah. Now, Maury, of course, being the granddad, super bloke. You wouldn't have seen him race. You would have been too young for that, I guess.
Correct.
But he's got a lot of history. And he put a lot of years in too, didn't he? Into this place.
No, he definitely did. Obviously started with racing, the solo bikes, and then gradually worked into doing the lap scoring then. We've pretty much been following him ever since, to be honest.
It's interesting, the bibs we got down here, they're leather. And I think he represented New Zealand at one time as well.
Yes,
so he must have known what he was doing. And he must have, at some stage, when he decided to give up the solos, he must have decided lap scoring, or the opportunity arose.
Well, actually, I do remember a conversation about that. He pretty much went into lap scoring when my dad and my auntie were born.
Yep.
And he thought he'd better be a bit nicer on the body.
And I'm sure, knowing Murray, he felt that he wanted to give something back to the sport that he had so much fun with.
Oh, for sure.
The family, the Mchugh family, it's lap scoring, and that's all. When I say that's all, I don't mean that in a derogatory sense. You're kind of specialised in lap scoring.
It actually works quite well being a spectator now, because you followed races for so long, like you just sit in the crowd and you just happen to know who the leader is all the time.
Yes, I'm not quite sure how many years the family has been associated with this track. Late 40s, I understand. These things, I know you've got boxes of stuff, obviously family heirlooms, and you'd be very proud of those things. And I bet the family get together occasionally, just have a little look at them and a few memories shared.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely. It's hard not to look at these and sort of look back on how long we've actually been here for, and it's actually nice to feel appreciated in this sense, to be honest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, as I said, we can't run without lap scoring. I mean, it's a very, very important part of it. Michael, thanks for your time. Thank you for your contribution as well. The matriarch of the family is DC Mchugh. She's been there many, many years. She's the one that really is the boss of the lap scoring. We caught up with DC to look at the pros and cons of her role. Well, the matriarch of the Mchugh family, who's been here a few years, we're going to find out exactly, the more senior person in the family, see, politically correct that I am, not really, is DC Mchugh. DC, when did you first come? What's your very first memory of coming to this track?
Well, actually, the first season I started is next year, 40 years. My first season here, St John's packed up for the night and a man decided to have a heart attack.
Oh, nice. Being a former nurse.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
So I just sprinted from the old box to just along here.
Yep. Now, you've got a real team up in the box. They all, sometimes 5-6 people. How does that work?
Okay, basically there's 3 of us doing the manual side of it. Shawnee is one of the manual lap scorers and her brother is actually the timekeeper and he writes all the results.
Yep.
Because we just can't do it all.
Yep.
Because the races come out one after the other. It's good to have that person in the middle.
As you hear from Andy, the cars as they go past the start-finish line, what are you guys doing?
Okay, when Andrew calls the numbers, we literally write down those numbers as they go around the track.
All of you?
Just the 2 of us.
2 of you?
Yeah. Some nights are better than others because, as Andrew said, a lot of them group together, the speed of them, it makes it really hard.
Yeah.
And triple numbers are even worse.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Back in the old days, of course, when the cars got pretty dirty in the racing, dirt over the numbers and very, very hard to read them unless you knew the cars reasonably well. But Maury, of course, was a doyen of this place. And the year that he started, everyone knew Maury, and he was the head lap scorer, was he?
Yes.
Did you work with him?
I did indeed. Maury actually started February 1963 as a manual lap scorer. He was actually the first manual lap scorer here. But Maury goes back further than that because of a solo bike career.
Yes.
And he started in the 40s. And he represented New Zealand and Australia and the UK. He had to give that up once he got married, period. So he just picked up the manual lap scoring here. But when he started, his mother was here with him and his sister.
So the family goes back even further. So how many years approximately have the Mchughs been looking after the lap scoring here, roughly?
Okay, this year, 62 years.
62 years.
62
Are you going to
years.
make Are you going to make 100?
It's up to the
It's up to the boys.
to do that one.
Well, I don't know of any family that's had that number of years involved in the Speedway.
Too.
Yes, continuous.
Yeah.
What is it about the lap scoring and Speedway that you think has kept the family going like that and motivated to come along for 62 years?
I think it's the love of the sport itself.
Yeah.
You have to enjoy it or you just wouldn't do it.
Yeah.
Maury actually was involved with starting the Speedway here because originally it used to be at Kilburn Grove Way somewhere, Railway Road, in that area. And there was a team of them, and he was one of the team members.
You always arrive early.
I do like to get here early because I have so many sheets to sort. Like there's result sheets and then sheets for the actual races. We've stopped using the tapes, except we now use phones that we record what's been called, so we can go back. It's just a lot easier. Because to rewind a tape all the time is, but I like to watch the guys all lining up going through scrutineering and all those sort of things. So it's all part and parcel.
You've done 40 odd years, the family's done 62 years. Can you still see it continuing every year?
I can.
The Mchughs having an involvement?
They'll have a finger in the pie. It's the fact that, okay, yes, everything's all computerised, but computers can go haywire.
Yeah.
They can miss cars, not through the people working the computers. It's just glitches.
It's a long time. Most people might do 5 years, 6 years, but you guys have taken it to an extreme.
You could say that. I have to go back to Maury on this because he made it that way. You know, he enjoyed it. We've actually got photos of his last time here. But I mean, there's so many stories because what people don't realise is he didn't just do solo bikes.
So I guess, DC, there's a lot of pride for you and the family in who and what you guys are and what you've given to Speedway. And that's something that, I mean, you personally nearly 40 years, the family 62 years. I mean, it's a hell of a... it's something really, really special, isn't it? All of that time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to February next year for the teams.
Yes.
Because it's 63 years, and it was in 1963 it started in February.
Yep.
And I will be 63. Yeah, I can handle that.
So you can still read the numbers at the end of the night. Well, DC, thanks for your time. Thanks to the family. It's fantastic to look at the Mchugh family and their contribution to Speedway. I don't think it could be matched around the country, not to my knowledge anyway. And it's still continuing. Like, it's not finishing.
No.
It's still continuing. And the special stuff that you've got, Speedway is always part of your blood. We appreciate you and the family coming along and sharing the story with us tonight.
Well, thank you.
All the best. The Mchugh family. Speedway is in their blood. It's still in their blood. It's nearly 60-something years and still no sign of it finishing. Teams racing tonight, it's the KB Cowboys and Cowgirls. Who's going to take that out? It could be pretty interesting. It's always been even over the last few seasons. We decided to go back a few years, back to the 2018-19 season, and look at one of the encounters.
Right, here we go. KB Cowboys, KB Cowgirls.
Flag down.
Jordan Deere, a good jump away in the 29. Rebecca Barr slotting in behind, and Ashley Gaskin Robertson goes there as well. KB in the 5, slots into 4th, and Steve Reed in 5th. Brittany Carpenter straight on the block job there in the 85 tank. And it looks like Dom O'Brien and it'll be Dion Mooney. They're going to be your 2 blockers off the start. Jordan Deere will lead them round. Dion Mooney's just going to cover O'Brien. O'Brien is going to take a dive and she misses Jordan Deere. That, though, allows Ashley Gaskin Robertson into the 2nd spot as Rebecca Barr gets held up by Dion Mooney. Images of last year coming back. Some steam coming out of the 83 car, and it looks like Ken Mearns taking Dom O'Brien to the infield. Big tussle here between Barr and Mooney. Right, look at this, here we go. Oh, look at this. Brittany Carpenter's held up. Rackham, Jordan Deere in Rackham's car, and Ashley Gaskin Robertson goes to the lead. Now Dom O'Brien's going to have to cover here. There's steam pouring out of the 98 car. Dom O'Brien's going to cover KB, she does. And that allows Gaskin Robertson to get through. Brittany Carpenter puts the job in on Holt.
Here we go.
The Cowgirls have got the lead. Gaskin Robertson comes up on Mooney. And gets taken to the wall. The 98's up the wall. She's down. Mooney's putting the bumper work in. Robertson leads him to the infield and gets away from one of the top teams races in the country. Still leading at the 98 tank. 2nd place, it'll be Steve Reed in the 42. He's coming under a lot of attention there, though, from Kingsbear. And Rebecca Barr,
one's up
she's
on the
in 3rd.
Look at turn 4.
Brittany Carpenter, yes, she's got one on the wall there.
Dion Mooney's catching up to the 89.
Gaskin Robertson, the lead car.
Right, Dom O'Brien's going to play a big part in this. Gaskin Robertson gets past. Oh, no, she doesn't. Mooney goes to the outside. Oh, she spun the wrong way. Gaskin Robertson down into 3. So we go, we've lost our race leader, Ashley Gaskin Robinson. All right, we go green. Rebecca Barr, your new race leader.
And I think Mooney knows it.
Dom O'Brien in there in the 52 on the back of KB. So look at this. Rebecca Barr pushes Mooney to the infield. And he didn't even disengage that time. Right, here we go. As they cross the line now, Rebecca Barr will lead it.
Kingsbear in 2nd.
Brittany Carpenter just annoying Dion Mooney enough.
A bit of body work off the back too.
Just waiting.
Mooney, O'Brien, ready to pounce. Rebecca Barr straight round the outside of both of them. The 35 car, she's hauling, and we've lost Jordan Deere to the infield as well. The Cowboys are down to 2, and we've got no runners as Dom O'Brien just puts Mooney in the wall. He's come to a stop in the 6 car.
There is no runners.
Turn around the 85. Britt's gone round.
It is not looking good for the Cowboys.
She comes. Oh, the 85 of Dom O'Brien.
One lap to
The white
go.
flag, 1 to go for Rebecca Barr.
Here we go. There's your leaders.
Right round the outside of Dion Mooney she goes.
Mooney, will he catch her? But I don't think so.
No, I think she's gone. She's gone for all money.
Right, here comes Rebecca Barr. Clear track ahead of her. Dion Mooney's going to have one last shot.
He's not going to do it.
It's not going to happen this time. And Rebecca Barr will take the win for the KB Cowgirls.
Fantastic performance.
Second place to Dana Kingsbear. Ken Meehan, KB himself will cross the line in 3rd. Dion Mooney in 4th. And Dom O'Brien will cross the line in 5th.
Stu Russell is the manager of the Palmerston North Pumas. They've had a pretty good year taking the Peter Barrys in Napier. But what's his plans for next season? We caught up with Stu and had a chat about that. Well, the Pumas have had a great year. In fact, one of their best in the last 13 years. They did fantastically at the Peter Barrys and perhaps not too great at the national level, which they really wanted to achieve. But Stu Russell, of course, is the manager. Stu, let's look back over the Pumas' years. You got the one at the Peter Barry, you did extremely well there, but let's go back, right back at the very start of the season when the Pumas first came together. Difficulty in getting drivers?
No, not really. It wasn't too bad getting drivers. It was more picking who was going to be our 6 drivers sort of going forward for the season. Sort of had a collective, not agreement, but we wanted to build on the form that we had last year, and so we decided we'd keep the 6-7 drivers we had together last year as our bulk of the team, and bring in a few along the way as needed. So and then we decided with that we'd develop the Colts team and bring that into light as well, and basically use that as our B team and a proper development team for the Pumas. The invasion here in Palmy wasn't too bad. We made the 3rd and 4th race for that, and we lost that unfortunately to Wanganui. We knew that our tactics were trying something completely different and it wasn't quite obviously working. So we didn't read into it too much, but we did give the boys a bit of a rack up. Come national title time, and the boys were pumped, we were fizzing, we had it all, under control, and we had a great qualifying night.
So what happened on the next night?
It wasn't cars that let us down, unfortunately, just tyres let us down and tactic. And credit to Ben Ellis, one-man army for Wellington, just drove through 4 of our guys out on track. Yeah, that was a really hard one to swallow because you can lose good teams races and you take it. I mean, you take this one on the chin, but yeah, that one was just that wasn't the Pumas team that we've been developing. Coming back, we had a really good talk that we wanted to try and keep that same team together to go to the Peter Barrys to prove that we just messed up one race, and that's all it takes to undo a weekend. Yeah. Unfortunately, we lost Jaden Hall to injury that he sustained up there in Rotorua, and Daniel had a hell of a run with super stocks and various bits that he needed some time to just regroup his racing. So we brought in Jared Davis and we broued in Josh Mulcahy, a couple of young fellas who have stood up. Jared, unfortunately, he was unavailable due to a wedding for the national title. Yeah, we talked Josh into coming in, and he's been one that's been just there or thereabouts for the season. He actually done a wonder. He came straight off that Rees tour the first week, got back to Palmy, I think it was like 1 o'clock Friday morning, took the blue kit off, put the Pumas kit on, had a sleep, and it was probably a blessing in disguise. We got rained out Friday night because it allowed Josh to rest up some more.
As we know, there's no protesting in teams racing, but you saw a couple of things that you thought was worth bringing up, right?
Yeah, I saw a couple of things. I saw something that I wasn't too sure about, and I saw a couple of things that I was definitely sure about and a lot of others were sure about. And after the race, I just asked the question of what the referee thought of two specific incidences. He'd said to me, I have disqualified the drivers, and hand up, we had a driver disqualified as well. Yep. The 2 events I thought changed the race, and I was sort of told that they did as well from within our team and that. So I sort of pulled something out of the back pocket, and I thought the referee's going to sort of laugh at me for this, but I showed him, I left him to it, and hey, we got through, and a lot of people give us a bit of slack. Yeah, we're in the final, but I guess at that point, it's probably a bit like Superstock teams. The atmosphere changes a wee bit, and I sort of had to make the point to the boys of, you boys better go out and win this so we don't look like idiots.
Yes, exactly. We've come this far.
It's quite cool. Regan O'Brien and Mike Mack, they work out on the infield for this event, and we made some calls in the pits and with who we were lining up, and yeah, so we I think the first driver to come on the infield was Hamish, and Regan sort of looked at me a bit sideways, and the next driver to come on the infield was Brendan Ty, and Regan actually said to me, he says, Stewie, what are you doing? do you want to win this race? Like, nothing against the other 4. And I says, mate, it's time for those young boys to shine. And I tell you what, they wanted it. They wanted to show that they had, just that they had they wanted those spots in the team. Yeah. And that was a good teams race. Like Gisborne and the Pumas, they just put on an absolute show. And I've appreciated having Ian Parfitt and Gary Davis, Petrel, Justin Cunningham, Alistair Rowe, Steve Hall, guys like that in the background, Damien Mulcahy, who is some of our drivers' parents. It's good having that team environment. Declan Rowe, he's been big as well. So it just keeps everyone on task. And
so I guess next year the aim is that national title.
Yeah, definitely. 3 years of 5th placings in a row is not cutting it. We need the boys on the podium. We need the boys at the top of the podium, and I'm sure the team here at Palmerston North Speedway would love to have the boys on top and have the event here. Yeah. Hopefully next time we sit down we can. Well, this one goes up the end of next season, but we can at the end of next season's roundup we'll have this one and the national title sitting here as well.
Well, that was the year for the Pumas. Stu Russell, the manager. It looks like the Pumas are in pretty good shape, and we look forward to bigger and brighter things for next season. Another memorial tonight, it's the Brett Lowe Memorial. This is one that most of the stock car drivers would love to get their name on the trophy. We go back 12 months and look at the highlights of last season's Brett Lowe.
And we're racing. Lucas Hay gets the jump. Jaden Hall, he pushes Hall to the infield. Hall's going to take him straight to the wall though. The 135 puts the 13 in. It looks like Bo McLeod's gone in as well. It's Kyle Rowe that leads us, the 1NZ, over the 23. Ricky Lee Cowrie sitting in second. 31 of Jared Davis. Steve Reed's made his way into third. Daniel Burmester from grid 32. He's up to 9th. Kyle Rowe, the New Zealand champion, he started to clear out a wee bit. Fair bit of a gap back to Ricky Lee now. Got one round in the far end. It's Mike Mooney in the 19, facing the wrong way in 4. 1NZ, Kyle Rowe still leads it from Ricky Lee in the 23. She's done a great job of holding off William Humphreys. Back to Tyler Walker in the 33 from Stratford.
Got one on the wall at turn 4.
Yeah, that's still Mike Mooney. And Hunter DeRitta yields to the infield, as does Tony Norman, the 72. Reds are on, and that I would say will be for Mooney. Reds out. Green's back on. The 1NZ is just crossing the start-finish line now. And Ricky Lee's been passed by William Humphreys. Now she's starting to feel the pressure of racing with a pack of good drivers. There's Tyler Walker and Taylor Lamp both go up the inside as well. So she drops back to 5th. But it will be Kyle Rowe, 1NZ. He comes through, takes the checker. William Humphreys home in second. All right, we get the green. Brosnahan will jump to the lead. Tyler Walker already moving Hunter DeRitter out the way. We've got Bo McLeod out wide. But it will be Brosnahan who drives away. Here comes William Humphreys, has moved up a spot into, well, in fact I was going to say he's into second, but he's into first as he picks up Brosnahan on the exit of 4. Tyler Walker, he's got some problems with 33. He was right up the front. He's got a brake jammed on. There's a lot of glow from that right front. Race leader William Humphreys in the 94 once again being chased down by the 606. And we go back to the 172 of Burmester, 88 DeRitta, 76 of Renwick, 134 Rebecca Barr. Hamish McLeod's goal. We got one up and over. Brock Gommins has been tipped over. William Humphreys leads it. Daniel Burmester's up into second. There's a big convoy of cars. Oh, right here, Robertson gets absolutely pummeled by, I think it was the 606. McNabb's been spun in front of him. The 94 leading the way, finish up second in Heat 1. He's got a car between himself and Daniel Burmester. Hunter DeRitta sitting nice there in third. He himself a car between him and Tyler Walker. It's William Humphreys. William Humphreys takes out Heat 2 ahead of Burmester, Hunter DeRitter, Tyler Walker. Then we go back to Rebecca Barr, Hamish McLeod, Cameron Renwick. All right, we've got the green underway. Burmester gets into the lead. Straight away, Jared Davis goes to work on Tyler Walker. Jaden Hall crawling that pole line. 1-3-5. Burmester still leads it. Josh Mulcahy in second. Rebecca Barr over Taylor Lamb. Oh, it looks like Prescott spun himself. He's been hooked by McLeod. He's come back down. He went high. Now who's Jaden Hall going to be in search of? Josh Mulcahy by the looks. The 48 G car doesn't want to go around him. Now he picks him up. No. Drives over the side of the 135. Not sure what's happened there. And someone's in the wall down the far end. It is the 48G. So Burmester leads it. Taylor Lamp in second. Rebecca Barr, William Humphreys, Kane McDonald, Kyle Rowe. Jaden Hall still on the pole line. So it looks like the Palmy cars have done what's needed to eliminate the out-of-towners. Couple getting a few shots there. That's the 606 of Brosnahan. Getting pumped a wee bit. Jaden Hall still on that pole line. It's the last lap for Daniel Burmester. Burmester's coming out of 4. Mulcahy still doesn't want to go past the 135. Jaden Hall, can he pick him up? Can he pick up Mulcahy? He's put him in. Burmester takes the checker. Taylor Lamp. Oh, we got a couple driving over. That's the 606 over the top of the 34. We'll wait for the official points to load through. I would say William Humphreys has done enough to take the championship with that fourth placing, bearing in mind he was 6 points ahead of Daniel Burmester. Burmester with the win. Kyle Rowe in fifth will have enough there, I'd say, to take third overall. So Humphreys, Burmester and Rowe provisionally your top three.
That's Speedway Gladiators for yet another season. Our thanks to Video Hub and the team that put the Speedway Gladiators together. It's getting colder these nights, so keep warm, keep dry, and we'll catch you back next season, probably around October, here at the Robertson Prestige International Speedway.